Hi everyone, today we are doing yoga for your feet. This is designed for hikers, runners, anybody who spends a lot of time on their feet. If you do a lot of working, if your job is related to being on your feet a lot, or if you're just having feet problems and you really want to try to work on them and improve them, this video is for you. So let's get started. You don't even need a mat. You can do this pretty much anywhere. I just recommend to do it in your bare feet, no socks, anything like that. So grabbing your mat or your floor or wherever you're at, we're just going to start by assessing where we're at with our feet, our toes, all of that. So standing with your feet parallel to each other, hip distance apart, I just want you to lift your toes off the mat. So just lifting them up and releasing them, and lift and lower. One more time, lift and lower, and then spreading your toes as wide as you can. This might be difficult for you depending on your level of flexibility in your feet and your toes. If you really don't spend a lot of time barefoot, or if your feet are crunched up in shoes all the time, this might be really challenging. But the more that you let them out into the world to express themselves and do all kinds of stuff like that, the more that you work on this, basically, the better and the more mobility that you can get in your toes and your feet. So just spreading them as wide as you can and relaxing them into their natural position. Twice more, just like that. Spreading them, really pressing them down into the mat as you do this, kind of like you're trying to claw into some sand or just grabbing something with your toes, and releasing them into their natural position. And one more time, stretching them as far as they can go. And release. Okay, so that is a good tool to use to really see where you're at. You can come back to this in a week, in a couple weeks, in a month, and just see how much progress you have made with the mobility and flexibility of your feet and your toes. So that's a good beginning kind of warm-up practice. And now we are going to make our way down onto the floor, the mat, wherever you're at. We're going to start by tucking our toes, sitting back on our heels, making sure you get the pinky toes a little stretch as well. So you might need to give them a little help, and just sitting back on your heels. This is probably very uncomfortable for you. Like most things, the more you do it, the better it gets, the easier it gets to really sit with this discomfort and to stretch out the bottoms of the feet. If you find this extremely challenging, you can always just start like this. Start lifted up from your heels and then slowly start to shift the weight back into your heels. Just meeting yourself wherever you're at. So maybe you are here and this is really intense. That is totally okay and normal. And maybe you're back here and this is something that you can handle. It just depends on where you're at, and wherever you're at is totally fine. So stretching through those heels. If you find it really challenging, you need a distraction, just start to bring attention to your breath. So nice long inhales and easy exhales. You can really bring this focus into your feet. So imagining bringing the breath into your feet as you inhale and releasing as you exhale. We're almost done here. And walking your hands out, coming onto all fours, untucking your toes, pitter-pattering your feet, feeling the blood rushing back into all of that space you've created. And now just sitting back onto your heels, feet flat, pressing against the mat. We're going to stretch out the fronts of the ankles and the feet. So sitting here up on your heels, knees as close together as is comfortable for you, just starting to lean back. So maybe you're here right now and you really feel this throughout the feet. That's where you want to feel it. You want to feel it like in the ankle and foot area. So maybe here is where you're at. That's perfectly okay. Maybe you can take this back a bit more, starting to lift your knees up and really feel that intense stretch throughout the ankles and the feet. We won't be here as long, but I still want you to bring that breath into the space where you're feeling the stretch. And releasing out of that, swinging your legs around, we're going to come onto our back just for a moment, bringing your legs up towards the ceiling, the sky, wherever you're at, and flexing through your feet. So bringing your toes towards your face, keeping the legs straight, maybe a nice bend in the knees. If you need to hold on to the legs, that's perfectly okay as well. And then pointing your toes up towards the sky, the ceiling, flex, point, starting to build some strength here, flex, point, flex, point, twice more just like that, flex, point, and one more time, flex, and point, bringing your knees into your chest, making your way back up to sit, and finishing off here with the best favorite part. So bringing your feet together, knees out wide, maybe they're up here, maybe they're down here, wherever they are, it doesn't matter. That is not the focus is on the feet. So pressing the feet in towards each other, and then I want you to open them like a book. So here are your feet, you're just going to start to open them, and wherever they open to is where you should be. So it doesn't matter how far they open, just opening them up and then just starting to massage them out. So giving pressure to the bottom of the feet, the toes, just giving yourself a little self-massage on the feet, really thanking them for working hard for you each day and for doing this practice today, tomorrow, and every time you come back to it. Just really taking some time to give them some love. And coming into a nice cross-legged position, taking a big inhale up through your nose. Nice long exhale out through your mouth. And you are good to go. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and let me know how this went for you in the comments. This is a really great video to come back to time and time again to really continuously work on your flexibility and your strength in your feet and your ankles. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.